What's going on with my peoples out there? YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. It's me again, Mr. Wade. I'm your host, Wait a Minute POV. Thank y'all for coming back and chilling with me. Today we finna get into my brother Rizza Islam because he be dropping gems too. You know what I'm saying? So it's still supposed to be Black History Month, right? Nah, it's Black History Year. And just remember, everything that we show on here is for entertainment and educational purposes only. So, without further ado, let's get into it.
Fire up this funk. Fire up this funk.
So you're on this list along with who?
Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Dr. Sherry Tenpenny, Dr. Rashid Buttar. Notice how I'm saying doctor. These are all professionals, heavy professionals, and roughly 8 others. And these are the people who they said collectively we have influence of roughly 65 to 70% of influence across the entire internet on the planet as it pertains to the virus and the injections.
Who put you on this list?
The United States government, literally.
Oh, it was like an individual.
No, they looked at the influence of each individual person, and they said they analyzed over 812,000 posts between Facebook and Instagram, and they said the top names of influence that are getting the most interaction, the most likes, etc., shares, happen to be myself and 11 others. So they said these 12 people are the most dangerous across the internet. You know, they call us the disinformation dozen. And mind you, this came out, I believe, early last year, February, March of.
You, right there. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, share, because you know, sharing is caring. And let's get to the videos again. Ha!
I want to get into this with you a little bit. Obama,
Oh, yes.
do you or do you not take the stance he didn't do nothing for black people?
Interestingly enough, not enough black people have researched what he actually has or has. The thing is, he didn't do the thing that he should have done, which is what everybody's mad about, which is reparations. No black man would become president of the United States of America and do the very thing that helped America maintain her superiority over the very people that she enslaved. I'm not going to give you the thing that validates the evil that I did to you, put you in a position to do it, and then make myself look bad. It's not happening. I'm not going to give you reparations, and I'm sure I'm not going to let a black man do it. He would have been assassinated.
Come on, man.
To be very clear, there's a layer as to how this works. 1, he was selected before he was elected. 2, he's in the same seat that Nixon was in, same seat that Reagan was in, same seat that JFK was in. You think the seat changes? No. Just because you put a black face on white supremacy doesn't make it black supremacy. No, the seat doesn't change. This is the modern Rome, the modern Babylon. This is the modern Sodom and Gomorrah. He did not have the power to change this system. When a president is selected, when they go into the White House, there are already a preset number of things and items that are to be done underneath that president's regime. Certain things that they put down that they want to be done under this person. Under Obama, kill Muammar Gaddafi. Under Obama, initiating the gay marriage circumstance. Now, does he need to take responsibility for his part? Abso-freaking-lutely. But he also is up against the very same system that enslaved our people. So I want us to make it very clear. We have to put things in context when we talk. He was not the Superman who became the black man is going to do everything for black people in Congress. 535 members are going to let him do this. All of these racist white people are just going to let him do this. It's not going to happen. Even if he really wanted it to happen, it wasn't going to happen.
Excuse me, y'all. I'm a little under the weather, so, you know, that's why I haven't been on here in a couple of days. But anyway, what he said about Obama was right. Nobody really know what he did or what he didn't do, you know what I'm saying? Because nobody really want to dwell into it. And if he would have gave us reparations, he would have got killed. Period. Point blank. Everybody knows that. So let's just be dead ass honest. And he can only do so much. Just like I said, though, votes don't count. They don't. They already know who they're going to put in there. They just want y'all to go do what they say that they want y'all to do. Period. We're basically slaves still. All of y'all. Everybody. Whites, blacks, Chinese, Mexicans. All of y'all. So if you ain't under that higher power, you already know where you stand. But anyway, let's move on to the next.
It's craziness nonstop. Because you posted this thing, 1 million people just watched this image.
Let me address that just briefly. People go viral. Most people don't listen to the word that they're using. Viral relates to a virus, which means it spreads far and wide quickly. It circulates throughout the body of the people. If you want to go viral, you got to post up something that's going to spark the attention. If we posted up, for example, everybody going out and picking up trash, like Cat Williams said, everybody going out picking up trash. Do you know what will happen? Overnight, depending on who posted it. If a celebrity posts, picking up trash, making sure that the elders get home safe. Celebrities, certain artists, certain influential people posted not eating fast food and only growing your own food. Do you know how quickly other people will start doing that? Our sister Krishan with Blueface, she just got a new tattoo of him on her face. She had a neck tattoo of him. Has the internet extremely pissed off because they were like, well, sister, we were rooting for you. Wasn't he abusing you? Didn't you get away from him? Now you have your own business, your own livelihood, you're making your own money. A lot of women were saying, we're proud of our sister. She was able to get away from him, not realizing that was a toxic relationship. Neither one of them are innocent. There's negatives on both ends. But the point is, she got a recent tattoo of him on her face. Guess what started happening the next week? The trend of girls all over the internet getting tattoos of their man on their face. That right there, how powerful our influence is as people. Just like that, we can influence people to do extremely good or extremely bad.
You know, I noticed that a lot of people are getting tattoos on their face, even women, and it's crazy because, you know, I remember the dudes, they used to be like the La Raza and all that, the Mexican dudes, the mafia dudes, them dudes used to have tattoos all on their face, and then everybody started doing it. Now it's getting your significant other tattooed on your face, or your used to be significant other. That shit hella stupid. I mean, I got some tattoos that I regret I got, but who cares? They could be covered. They're not on my neck, my face, none of that. So it's crazy. But he said, though, that if anybody can sit down and influence a person to go get tattoos on their face, that means that they can influence them to pick up trash. That means they can influence them to help the elderly. That means that they can influence them to do damn near anything. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people choose to influence people to do bad. Like, for real. You're that much of a person that you just can't even really see yourself telling somebody to do something good. You just want them to go do all this evil, dumb shit, right? Right. But I'm not here to preach. Let's move on.
Everyone does not include us in their party. Everyone does not include us in everything that they do. There has to be a point of division in order for us to separate and then unite among the like-minded of our people. So let's make this very clear. When we say we want to call people out, let's make this all the way clear. Everyone knows who is real and who is not. Because there are some of us who are banned from every damn where because of how absolutely legitimate we are. So when you want to call people out, first they must be pointed out. We cannot unite with slave makers, slave owners, traitors, turncoats, nor collaborators. It ain't gonna happen like that. Too many of us are black people with white minds. And so when you put people in front who say they speak for us, but at this point it is 2022 going into 2023, and we are still in the same position, if not a little backward from where we were when it comes to our overall progress, I call conspiracy. Now, before anyone says conspiracy theory, conspiracy means when two or more groups, organizations, or individuals come together to do something that is evil and or wicked. It is an absolute conspiracy. You have too many black billionaires and millionaires who do not fund projects for black grassroots organizations to come up out of the condition that we are in. Too many people chasing the bag, but you don't get no damn respect because you sacrifice your people to be included into somebody else's group. So, let's stop the nonsense. Cut the cap. In the game. This generation ain't playing with this no more. I want us to all understand this. There is a separation here. The commercialized talking, everyone wants to be soft and talk soft. The enemy doesn't give a damn about nothing you call yourself. You can call yourself a Moor, Hebrew Israelite, you can say black, you can say FBA, all of that. We are considered to them. That's right. That is the very plain, simple reality. If you are a black millionaire but you can't speak the truth, you are nothing but a rich slave. That's right. And I will never trade my place with someone who has a lot of money but no respect for my own people. That's right. Too many of us get comfortable once we get a check and we forget where we came from. That's right. And you don't want to even go back around your people because you feel like we're not even worth being around. That's right. So at this point, again, this is a nice stage, a wonderful event, but knock it off. Those who are really about this, be about it. So that the enemy can say, you know what, we need to stop playing with these people and give them their real respect.
That brother just dropped some gems right there, too. Because, you know, you get a lot of these brothers, I ain't going to say nobody's name, who get up on there and they be speaking and preaching donations and stuff like that. You already know what I'm getting at. But they don't really help nobody. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they can empower by words, but they don't really help nobody. And I remember this one quote where somebody said that some black people only get into power not just to help us, but so they just can hold the whip. If you get what that means, right? So, yeah, we ain't gonna touch that right now. Let's just move on to the next.
Potentially can be influential. So they look at the social media influencers now. That's why they call them influencers. Even with how social media was constructed, the way they constructed it by giving you followers. Psychology is one of the largest areas when it comes to who they pay in the U.S. government. Psychologists, because they study the psyche of the people. So you think you are somebody because you have followers. You don't have no followers. You have people who admire you maybe, but you're followers, meaning they are going to do what you do. They're going to listen to your instruction. They're going to go behind you and take your steps. Most people are not willing to do what they see others doing, who they admire. But that's the game. They gave you followers because now it will blur the lines around who really is a leader and who is not. So I noticed that and I said, well, no, they have to character assassinate because they no longer have to really physically assassinate because they've already destroyed the mindset of the people. It's real simple. You go after a person's mind, then you saturate the neighborhoods with different chemicals in the food, chemicals in the water, chemicals in the air. Then, of course, you introduce certain drugs to the community. You toss in some alcohol, you spice that up, mix it all around, diseases, all of this kind of stuff. At a certain point, the people overall are in a position where, good, we got high blood pressure, we got diabetes, we got these different cancers. Good. We're letting them take themselves out in a way where they accept it. They're killing themselves slowly. Good. We don't have to worry about an insurrection or someone rising up. We don't have to worry about that because a lot of you are not even in control of your own eating habits. You ain't disciplined enough to come against me. You can't stop eating a burger. That's how this enemy works. Yeah. He looking at you, rah, rah, rah. Hey, y'all wanna go to KFC real quick? He like, I got that. Good show, good show. Good show. Go ahead and get that chicken. Right. Yeah, no, serious. Right. And we don't pay attention to that. That's why I get sick and tired of hearing people when they talking so much saying, you know, I'm the one, I'm the this, I'm the... It's like, brother, y'all don't study no history. You ain't nothing. We have not built like those of our ancestors who came before us have built at a time where they had less technology, less access to things, and they did more. So we don't need to be running around here with this little badge because we got a few numbers on his networks that he gave you.
They can be taken away.
They can be taken away like this. I've watched it happen multiple times. So to a degree, how free are you really? Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. Don't overestimate yourself when you're on this enemy's platforms and think you something now. Get up and speak out against him and watch exactly how quick that water dry up. So the physical assassination doesn't necessarily need to happen because they've already taken us out in those other areas. But they're still watching, still very watchful. I always know your enemies watching.
Goes back to what the brother said on the last video about influencers and all that stuff though. But look how they built it all up, followers and all that stuff, and everybody's following you and you feel like you're this big person because you got all these followers and all that stuff though. That shit's crazy. It really is though. Mind control is a mug. But like he said though, look how fast that they can take that away from you though. As soon as you say something about them or go against the grain, gone. Everything that you have, all your followers, everything, gone. Yeah, make another channel, boom, 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 this, build it back up, gone. Once again, they give it, then they take it away. Easy, yeah. This is what this shit is about. Mind control and all of us doing what we're supposed to do, right? Wrong. But let's get into the next one.
What is it about?
Heavy.
What's the reason?
What people don't realize is, as Dr. Frances Cress Welsing said in her book titled The ISIS Papers, you're dealing with the war of genetic annihilation. White people are dying faster than they are being born. And this is according to the United States Census Bureau. They have determined that by the year 2042, white people will be the minority in America. They're currently the majority. When it comes to the birthing rates, the majority of abortion clinics, roughly 78 to 82% of them, are in the inner city neighborhoods, black, brown, and impoverished neighborhoods. The majority of fertility clinics are in the higher neighborhoods, higher zip code, people who make more money, and for the majority, white, or again, those who are in a higher tax bracket. You have to look at that. This is a strategic assault on people who are black, brown, and impoverished. It is absolutely a guaranteed strategic maneuver to get rid of human beings. And you say, why are they just focusing on population control? People really want to look at white people collectively and say, well, look, I got some white friends. They ain't like that. My wife is white. She ain't like that. You don't get it. It's the system of white supremacy. She may not be that way. I got some colleagues. I know one or two white people that I grew up with who are not like that. You dealing with individuals in your mind. Right. It is a system that we understand, and the system is trying to survive. It was a system that was put in place to guarantee their superiority and everyone else's inferiority. Right. Period.
The moment they realize that their numbers are dwindling when it comes to population growth is the moment they realize they had to do something about it. Hence the system of eugenics being established under Francis Galton, cousin to Charles Darwin. Charles Darwin, man is an animal, man came from monkeys. No. Don't get mad at me getting mad at Charles Darwin. His cousin is Francis Galton. Sir Francis Galton, meaning he was knighted. He's the one who came with the system of eugenics, eugenes, meaning good stock, good genetics. Anyone who was not blonde-haired, blue-eyed, is feeble-minded, life unworthy of living, should not be on this planet. That came from him. From him, you had the rest of the system that went from Nazi Germany. Adolf Hitler was inspired by California. Let's make this very clear. When it comes to shots, Adolf Hitler utilizing the system of eugenics and putting shots in people and all of that, that came from him being inspired by the system of eugenics being implemented here in the sterilization programs that were taking place in California on black women, brown women, and black men in particular. So even when it comes to what happened in Nazi Germany, you got to look at the system of white supremacy. I don't know if y'all know that by now, but this is what we dealing with. So when you asking that question, what is the point? Why? If I recognize that I took a damn country and really a world roughly 6,000 years ago, again, not every white person today has done that. A lot of white people today can't stand the past of their ancestors. They do their best to get away from that.
Right.
But they have to be aware and be able to confront what it is that they're dealing with. This system does not want to give up power, bro. It will not as long as it exists. And the only way it's going to give up power is if it dies, but it's going to take down as many of us with it as it can. You dealing with us.
So yeah, I saw that about the white race, European race, whatever you want to call it. It's dwindling down fast, and so they're trying to save it. But okay, I don't believe that, not one bit. And they're going to become the minority. Don't believe that at all. You know what I'm saying? But it don't even really matter at this point in time. If you're not the elite, you can have as many guns as you want and all of that stuff. You could do all of that stuff. And when this get wiped out, it's going to get wiped out. Period. Point blank. But this is not about that right now, though. Let's move on to the next.
We got to stop teaching all of our children that they need to have a basketball or a football in their hand from birth. We got to take that out of here. Put a book in their hand. Teach them about the great ancestors. Teach them about the original business owners. Teach them about those who actually came before them, who created whole dynasties from back then and up until right now. Teach them about Tulsa, Oklahoma. Teach them about the over 60 all-black towns we had in this country that were thriving and that were successful. We have to teach them about all of this. So history is a very important thing. There are children in India who know about real estate, banking, health, education. They know about all of this by the time they're 12 years old. They know about all of this. They can actually create a business at 14, 15, a major $1 million business. The Jewish community, they put pictures up on the walls of where their children stay in their room of what they want their child to be. So they put up doctor pictures. They put up dentist pictures. They put up business owners and housing for real estate. They put up everything that they want their child to step into, because an intelligent society is made up of people who actually step into their future that they have already planned beforehand. We have to invest in land. We have to invest in gold. We have to invest in silver. All the gold chains and the gold jewelry that grandma has and all of our older family has, don't pawn it. Don't send it in like these commercials tell you, send in your old gold. Gold doesn't get old. Okay, it just increases in its value. That was another trick. So we have to invest in all of these natural resources.
He was right about not just teaching us black kids how to just to play hoop or catch a football. But you know what it is now, though? It's rapping. Everybody want to pick up a microphone and blah, 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 I'll kill this and your mama this and the big. And I can understand where they were like, oh, what about back in the day with NWA, Ice Cube and Ice-T and blah, them and all that. Okay, I understand that now. But all of this drill music shit, everybody killing each other, like they killing grandmamas and all of that. Like, this is crazy. This is crazy. Real talk. Man, we're not really teaching our kids nothing but just to be entertainers, shuck and jive. You know what I'm saying? Blackface of the new millennium. You understand what I'm saying? So that's all I'm gonna say on that. Let's move on to the next.
Advisor to President Jimmy Carter by the name of Zbigniew Brzezinski. Zbigniew Brzezinski said, quote, "In earlier times, it was easier to control 1 million people than to physically kill 1 million people. But today's time, it is infinitely easier to kill 1 million people than it is to control." End quote. Global 2000 was authorized under President Jimmy Carter. In Global 2000, which is government policy, you can go ahead and look this up. It specifies how to use food as a weapon and how to use reproductive services as a weapon. If you go back to Dr. Henry Kissinger in 1974, who was the 32nd Secretary of State under President Richard Nixon and Gerald Ford, he specified, quote, depopulation should be the highest priority of U.S. foreign policy towards the third world, end quote. They specified that the population is outgrowing our ability to control them. And so at this point, do you think that a government is interested in having people stand up against them, and you think they're not going to do something about it? They know the people are rising up against the evil they are committing. So what is the goal? The goal is to remove 3 to 4 billion human beings from the planet. That is the point. They have lost control of the masses. People are not stupid anymore. People don't just trust their government anymore. They don't just trust the science, which there's no such thing as the science. Science evolves, changes, and there are different scientists, which means there's no such thing as one science. They are looking, they're studying, they're reading, and they're asking questions. So because of that, this government has made a decision to get rid of those people. No matter what color you are, if you choose to stand up against us and you don't fall in line, we have to get rid of you. There was
Yeah. Basically, he said it within, you know what I'm saying, a handbasket. He just said, hey, if you're not with it, you're against it. And they will get rid of you, no matter what color, man. I don't care. All these people be sticking up and like, this is America, and we fight for freedom. Blah, blah, blah. Nobody cares about none of that, man. Like, y'all ain't the only ones who built America. As a matter of fact, man, never mind. I'm not gonna even get into that. That's on some whole other stuff. I'm just in my black moment. But thank you all for stopping by. Again, this is Mr. Wade. I am your host of Wait a Minute POV. Remember, like, share, subscribe, comment, subscribe, and subscribe. Y'all already know what it is. I'm gonna see y'all in the next go round. Yee!
I only know one way.